A few months ago, I came to a startling revelation. Your life now. I attribute this to the moment of insight that I had with them. Today I'm going to talk to you about what makes a moment of insight. I'll give you a framework behind how you can build them and bring it together with an example. So this journey on how to make moments better for people really started a few years ago. And it started by me asking questions. How can I take the boring day in, day out family life and inject some surprise into it and make it incredible? Or how could I take an employee's first day and change it from average into amazing? Or maybe it was just coming to Toastmasters and giving a speech that leaves an impression on people. This journey really brought me to this book right here. And this is on my top 10 list. It's called The Power of Moments. And it's written by Chip and Dan Heath. These brothers, they have some pretty simple but incredible ideas. And in their book, they talk about how we can make moments that really matter. Moments of elevation, like an engagement ring at the end of a proposal. Or moments of connection, like volunteering in your community with like-minded people, or maybe even going through a traumatic event with someone else. Or moments of pride, like walking the stage at graduation. The moments that I want to talk to you about today, though, are moments of insight. And these moments, these are special ones. They spark revelation, and they can be transformational in their nature. They're also some of the most difficult moments to deliver, because they require the person receiving it to stumble upon the truth themselves. So to talk to you about this and to bring it together, I'm going to share a story with you that comes from the book. And listener discretion be advised. This story contains graphic language. So if you have to excuse yourself, and I totally understand, but for the brave, this story starts off with a humanitarian and a nonprofit group whose mission it is to end public defecation in remote villages across the world. Really simply, to teach people how to use the bathroom. So, in this story, what they do it in a really interesting way. They send in a facilitator to the village, and this facilitator poses as a researcher. Let's say I'm the researcher. I would go into the village and go into the center of town and say, I'm very interested in your culture. Will you show me where you shit? And they use this language really intentionally to spark surprise and disgust. And reluctantly, the town people or the village people take me over to the first spot and they show me the place. And I get down and I smell it and I take it in and I really study it. And I say, whose shit is this? And then we go to the next spot and next spot and next spot. And at each spot we go to, my curiosity grows and so does the crowd until finally I have a huge crowd around me and we're back in the center of the village. And I say to hey, will you build me a sand table, a model of your village with all the roads and the streets and stuff? She says yes. And then I go up to Bonnie Ann. I say, Bonnie Ann, here's a bag of chalk, this yellow chalk. Will you sprinkle it in all the places that you showed me where you shit? And she starts sprinkling. And then I go up to Tom and I say, Tom, what about those moments when you can't make it to the bathroom or when it's raining? Then where do you go? And he puts more chalk down. And all of a sudden, there's yellow chalk all over the village. It's on the buildings. It's on the street. And at this point, the tension's high. The people are confused. They don't know what's going on. And I go up to Bruce and I say, Bruce, can I have a glass of water? Sure. Bruce gives me a glass of water. And I take the glass of water. I pluck a hair from my head. I go over to a pile of shit. And I rub it through it. And I take it. And I drop it into the glass and swirl it up. And then I hand it back to Bruce. Bruce, will you drink this water? No, you want to do this? No, it's disgusting. He says it's disgusting. I go, interesting. Well, do you have flies in this village? Yes. And do those flies have little legs like the hair on my head? Sure. And do you ever see those flies land on your shit? Yes. And then, do those flies ever land on your food? Yes. And do you throw away that food? No. Well, what are you eating? And like a light bulb, the town gets it. They start bickering and blaming, and there's shame. And everybody is just arguing with each other. And they say to me, how can we change this? What can we do? This is a moment of insight. So I hope that this gives you a framework and an idea on how you can create moments of insight. Because I truly believe that each one of us has the opportunity to build these in other people's lives. And I'll leave you with a quote from the book that really hit home to me. It says, defining moments can be consciously created, and you can be the architects of moments that matter. Thank you.